Our question is find the domain and range of that function. Now let me clear up the notation. That function is written kind of funny. It's log base 7 of 5 plus 5x. Okay, so how do we find the domain and the range? Well, the domain member is the allowable x's. What can x be? So you take the inside. So for a log, the inside of a log has to be greater than 0. Only positive, not 0, not negative. That's why we say greater than 0, only positive. The inside of log. And you can test that real quick. If you go log 0 on your calculator, it'll tell you error. If you go log -1, same thing. So you can't, no zeros, no negatives. The inside of a log must always be positive, greater than 0. That means positive, doesn't it? Greater than 0 numbers are positive numbers. So you take the inside and you go 5 plus 5x greater than 0. Let's solve for x there. Subtract 5 from both sides. Boom. 5x is greater than -5. And then divide by 5. Boom. X is greater than -1. So the domain is x greater than -1. They want us to write that on an interval notation. So let's over here and do a number line. So how do we do that? So if here's a -1, the x is to the right, greater. And it's got to be parenthesis because it's not equals to, so that would be -1, infinity. That goes there. All right, remember if you're solving a greater than, less than, and you divide by a negative, some of the examples you end up dividing, if this had been -5x is greater than 7 or whatever, and I divided both sides by negative, remember you got to flip the symbol. Don't forget that. Some of the examples have that. So don't forget, if you divide by a negative, you've got to flip the symbol. I didn't have to on mine. I divided by a +5, so I did not flip the symbol. No flip. But if you divide by negative, when you divide by negative, flip the symbol in the middle. If you have an example with that, don't forget. Okay, now the range. How are we going to get the range? Well, actually, if you think about it, this is a y equals, let me give you, again, it's log base, what is it? 7 of 5 plus 5x. Well, I think the easiest way to do this is just to remember what log graphs look like. Log graphs, they either go like this, or if they've been flipped, they go like that. Basically, their domain and range is always going to be -infinity to infinity. Do you see that? So this is the range here. It goes down to -infinity, up to positive. Because remember, the range is the y values. The range is the y values. Like the domain is the x values, right? Domain is the allowable x values. The range is the allowable or possible y values. And so it's just, it's the bottom and the top. So the range is the bottom, comma the top. So that's just -infinity to infinity. Because the log graphs always go down forever, up forever. So that's going to be the range on that one, -infinity to infinity.